Bat music.
He's not a bat, he's a man who fights crime. And we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time. With John and Niall and a guest who doesn't rhyme. It's Bat Minute!
Hello and welcome once again to Bat Minute Returns, the show that analyses and investigates Tim Burton's Batman 1 minute at a time. I went old school and serious. I am one of your hosts, John Parker.
I am the other host, Niall McGowan.
Yo.
Hey.
And we are joined today by our guest, he's been with us all week, but unfortunately this is the last episode for her. It is comedian, actor, and YouTuber Jessi Milestone.
Hi, guys. Great to be here. Happy to be back.
Oh, well, welcome anytime.
Yes, we've already locked you in for the next one.
Indeed. It's partially my fault, because I love the next one so much.
At that point, like, your hair will have completely taken control, so it'll just be like, everything will be done textually. Just be like, oh, so Jesse's hair is saying, this bit's really good.
I wonder how my hair feels about Batman Forever, actually.
Like, oh, it's got a Twitter account, you can ask it. So.
That's true. That's true. I didn't even think of that. Like, I could be having dialogues on Twitter with my hair. That's just strange, uncharted territory. I don't know if we're ready for it or not.
Oh my god, that'll be amazing. Well, this is a minute 15 of Batman Returns. The minute starts with Shrek getting rammed, which sounds terrible, and it ends with some crooks getting rammed as they let off machine gun fire. Ooh.
So we got Shrek's getting wrecked. And, we do have a nice shot here of, as we found out, Ronnie walking. Yeah, Ronnie walking, running, not walking. Hey!
I know you guys have talked about have you guys talked about the eye makeup in this movie yet, on Christopher Walken particularly?
I don't think we've brought it up, but it is startling.
It is. It's startling, and it's very effeminate, and that's the thing, because Christopher Walken has an interesting, unusual face with his prominent cheekbones and all that, which actually he has somewhat softer, almost feminine features, and there are just some moments where he looks like very womanly almost with the eyes. It's
I think he likes that. He seems to look like that in a few movies. Not every role, but there's quite a few where I think the same thing. I think he goes for that kind of a little touch of androgyny, maybe.
Yeah, I think he would be a very beautiful woman if he tried. I mean, maybe not now, but like at one point in his life.
Yeah, he might be getting a bit over the hill.
Yeah.
You could say, though, as well, that maybe like it's part of the character of Max Shrek, who's a guy, like, as we saw in last week's minutes, who likes to put on this sort of avuncular, beloved by the people, sort of, I'm a nice guy, and all this kind of business. And like, he just wants to look his best, so he actually has like a little bit of makeup and all on him to make himself look really good, because he knows he's going out to make a speech and stuff as well. And maybe even in business meetings, he has a little bit of a touch, like a little bit of eye makeup, just like, I just want to look my best. I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable and thinks, hey, this Max Shrek's a great guy and stuff. And so like the makeup is like a almost like a physical representation of that. It's like, he's literally putting on a face.
Yeah, soften himself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's his mask rather than Batman's got a mask.
Yeah.
Catwoman's got a mask, but Max Shrek's mask is, and then the Penguin. You don't have a mask. He's all Penguin. So yeah.
Well, he does kind of create a character, but he doesn't stick to it very much.
No, not at all. Not very good at that.
Plus, you can also say, too, that like even when Catwoman, when she has the mask off, once she's snapped, she is pretty much just the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, she doesn't need the mask, really. That's not integral to her persona. No.
Should ask, though, Jessi, because we had the discussions last season about like the sexiness of Jack Nicholson, when we found out apparently Jack Nicholson is not regarded as a sexy man. But since then, I had listened to an episode of The Canon, which is a film podcast with Amy Nicholson, and she had on, I think it was Molly Lambert, you called the woman, and they were talking about the movie Carnal Knowledge, and they kept talking about like, oh, yeah, oh, Jack Nicholson. I can see why people thought he was so sexy. And I was like, what? Where were these people when I needed them? And then later in that same episode, they started talking about like, oh yeah, like you get some people who are sexy but very unusual, like Chris Walken, like a young Chris Walken. I was like, wait, what? Chris Walken's sexy? No way. So I put it to you. You seem to have a kind of like, at least we're commenting on his features. Do you find him to be an attractive man, or just scary, crazy guy you want to keep a mile away from you?
He's okay. So attractive is a good word that needs more context, because I don't find him sexually attractive, but there's something about the way he looks that makes me want to keep looking at him. If that makes sense. Like, that's where I land there. Like, never have I looked at Chris Walken and been like, oh, that's a sexy man. And it's also like partially very difficult to just separate him from his voice too. It's pretty much impossible.
So I'd love to hear that voice reading anything to me.
I don't think that this is not a voice that gets me wet.
I feel like in the throes of passion though, you can go into that lower growl register with yes, that kind of.
No, it'd be like, oh.
It could be like, oh. Like, you've been getting the whole spectrum with them, to be fair. So.
I'm not sure how well I'd handle that personally. I just don't know if I have that in me. Yeah, no, but very magnetic to look at because he's so interesting and different. But not sexy.
Aww.
Sorry, Chris.
But here, though, we do get like a little. They cut then to a character. I believe he's called, flame fire breather and whatnot. But it's I believe in the novelization he's referred to as Fire Clown. There's no clown going on here. He's a guy dressed as a devil. Mm-hmm. He's a fire breathing devil. But as he does a little dainty run up to the door, I did freeze there to see the magazine rack we got next. Like, what are the people of Gotham reading? Apparently, they're reading about volleyball. They got several issues of Volleyball magazine.
The number one sport in Gotham.
Yeah, and then crossword, and then apartment listings, and magazines about Christmas tree. And what's this one? Consumer Reports. So there you go. That sounds about as dull as a magazine rack can get there. That's par for the course, really.
Well, we do get as well. I know you mentioned it last minute, but we get that shot of the penguin in the sewers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is fantastic. It's so creepy looking and dark. It's so Tim Burton at the same time.
Nice little, they build just that little bit to just build that suspense and that's why I love it, because you have the sewer shot. We had that a few minutes ago with the sewer shot looking up, and then this one where you're just, all this other stuff is going on, but they want you in the back of your mind to know that something else is coming.
Something worse.
Oh, yes.
Something worse, but he's walking like when I broke my foot. So, you know.
And I like that. And I like that. That's black. Very much, that's so much like the Penguin's character, too, though. It's like, it's this worse, horrible, dank, evil thing, while also being this, like, odd, uncomfortable, strange, pathetic thing.
But then we do get this particular monster here kicks in the door of the toy shop. Let's go. Oh my god, this is a real 1960s Batman riot here. Like all this kind of crazy circus stuff going on. It's like, oh, they're beating up Santa. They're destroying the toys.
Oh.
They're lighting them on fire.
Kicks open that door, and we get a cameo. Did you guys spot the cameo? In the
no.
In the door's open.
Oh,
in the back right.
I know what you're gonna say now. Yeah.
Yeah, we get Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is featured in the backdrop there,
he is.
Which is I don't know if that's a little knock because like at this point it would have been like Turtles fever and stuff.
Set it on fire.
And you've had like the 1989 friggin' Batman fever where it was like merchandise wars and stuff. Maybe it is a little bit like, yeah, fuck it, screw you with your turtles. This is what we think of your turtles. And kicks up the door, breathes fire on them. And
burns the turtles.
Of course, though, if anyone's watched the original 1990 Turtles movie, which is still a great movie, you know Raphael could walk that off because, you know, all you have to do once Raphael's injured, you just throw him in a bathtub, leave him lying for a couple of days. And then he's fine. He gets up and he does that. What's a guy gotta do? to get some food around here.
Well, that's real life turtle science. Like anything happens to your turtle, you just put it in some water for a while, and then it's fine.
Exactly.
That's
With a slice of
turtle
pizza,
science.
Oh, they didn't have the pizza. Maybe that's the only reason he got up. Was like, what the hell? Where's my pizza? But I should note though that quite recently they actually had a major 6-issue crossover event with the IDW for Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was actually like a shared universe story. Yeah,
wow.
It was actually pretty ambitious. They had a whole thing like the Turtles. Shredder and the Turtles came to Gotham. And they had the Shredder had a lot of business with the Penguin in it. Actually, he was trying to create a dimensional portal back into his version of New York in the Iceberg Lounge. So there's a lot of wheels and dealings with the Shredder and the Penguin in there. He also hooks up with Raj Al Ghul at one point, and then at the end they really go kind of crazy, where like they try to set up this portal again because there's a whole big thing where like. The Turtles meet up with Batman, and at first they don't get on. Ironically enough, it's Raphael who really hates him. He actually takes a couple of issues to come around to the concept of Batman. And within Arkham Asylum, Shredder goes with mutagen, and he turns all the major Batman villains into like kind of Bebop and Rocksteady kind of things. I believe Bane's an elephant. Mr. Freeze is a polar bear. Like I think the Riddler's like some kind of fox or something. The Joker's like a snake.
Oh,
and it's like
that.
And the thing is, they're all into it, but at the same time, like that's one of my I have a real like thing about that because I think one of my favorite movies of all time is like the Jeff Goldblum The Fly, but it also terrifies me to my very core of the idea of you've been turned into something else. So the idea that this is a crazy kooky comic book plot. I don't think the Shredders turned friggin' Mr. Freeze into a polar bear. I was like, that's horrifying. Oh my god.
I love the concept there that you sat there quaking.
Yeah. It's like that would be so. And then afterwards, when everyone's defeated and stuff, they're just like, oh, the mutagen will wear off in a few days. It's like they've been mutated into animals. That's crazy. What are you doing? Oh my god, the psycho. I guess they are psychotic already, so maybe it doesn't matter. But it's like the mental scars of that would freak you out for life.
Yeah. Seems fun.
That's also why I did like my thing with something I just met with District 9. I find District 9 a very disturbing movie because he's turning into this alien the whole time. And then at the end, spoilers for the end of District 9, he has to stay an alien. He's just like, and you don't know, can he still communicate? Because he's not got his normal mouth. The aliens are going to only talk in that kind of click language. So it's like, that's a horrible ending. What the hell's going on? Oh, well, that's it.
No, I agree. I was freaked out. I love the movie, but it was horrible.
Yeah, so that's up for District 9 minute whenever that inevitably starts up. I'm sure someone will cover it.
I was obsessed with Animorphs growing up, so the whole turning into animals thing has always been like I'm into that. I'm very into that.
Oh, Animorphs was cool.
It was so cool. I read all the books, every single one, even all the little spin-off ones. Yep.
But what if you got forced into being an Animorph, though, Jessi? Like, it wasn't your choice. It wasn't like a Power Rangers kind of thing. It was like, no, you are been mutated against your will.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked animals better than people.
Yes.
So I think I would just kind of be like, cool. All right, this is my life now.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it as long as I was an animal I liked.
True. Yeah, I mean, if I turned into like a mouse, that would be that would just kind of stink because there's so many ways to die. I don't know. There's some things I wouldn't necessarily want. I wouldn't want to be a cow. That doesn't seem like a lot of fun. But
no.
But there's a long list of animals. There's my preferred, like my top 10 for sure. But there's a long list of animals that I could be fine just being.
That's kind of ironic though, because your YouTube profile picture is a cow. So like you say you don't want to be one, but that picture indicates otherwise.
No, that cow is not me though. That cow does not represent me. That cow represents an intense man versus nature struggle in my past that I can't tell you more about, since my promise is when the channel hits 25,000 subscribers, I will explain the cow. And we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
So tell all your friends.
Get subscribing, everyone. Get there now. Pause this episode even.
There you go.
Yeah. But we do actually see, though, there is a genuine casualty then amongst everything. There's been a lot of people running around so far, but some guy apparently was trying to save Raphael, caught fire.
Yeah.
And this is the real weird juxtaposition between this is like a crazy 60s Batman, like, oh, they're taking out the toy store. And then hard cut with, like, insane violence.
Right.
Of, like, kids having to watch this guy
Burned to
not
death.
just on fire going around, but screaming horrifically. It's like, oh, this is serious. Because that guy, he ain't coming back from that.
No,
Unless, like, if he comes back from it, he's going to be horrifically scarred.
Totally.
So.
It's an interesting blend because it is so serious and dark, but then the whole thing feels like a carnival. Like, there's juggling going on, there's fire breathers. It reminds me of this band I love, the World Inferno Friendship Society.
Oh.
Because every year they do a thing, Hallowmas, where it's a big Halloween party, and it's like a carnival. It's like mad fun. They march down the street and everything. But nobody dies.
Yeah. I'm actually, when I'm watching this really slowed down, I think that the guy on fire even ends up setting, there's another guy running past him. I think he ends up setting that guy on fire too. I think we have at least 2 people on fire in that shot. Like, people, this is just spreading.
It's his enemy.
Like at least 5 people, I estimate, have died from that one person being on fire.
He's taking his childhood bullies down with him.
That's what I would do. If I was on fire and I only had a few seconds to do something, I'd be like, all right, who in reaching distance do I hate the most? Cool, you're burning too.
I'm taking you with me.
But then we got a brief shot of, like, these guys, and they're asking for it. It's either, they have to decide which one it is, Mr. Peter McFrightening or Scumple Peter. But, like, they're out there, they are juggling, they're fire juggling. In the middle of all this stuff, they're doing their act. As if, like, hey, you never know we can get hired out of this. There could be a talent scout amongst these people. So
If this attack fails, I mean, someone still might hire us.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too, because you saw them in the last minute too. They're on stilts juggling fire. They don't seem like they're really effectively destroying anything or causing any problems.
No, they're just having fun.
Right? They're like a small obstacle. You have to run around them if you don't want to die. But, like, they're not even a good position up on those stilts to light people or things on fire.
yeah. Plus, on those stilts, they're just asking for what comes next.
Oh, totally.
Like, why would you bring stilts to a fight? Like, it's like, unless you were, well, I guess, you'd pull that thing the guy tried in the end of the first movie where he backflipped, and he had the kind of weird stilt things that came out of his legs. But even Batman had that weird spatula thing in his glove that he just deflected him with.
Yeah.
So even then, they were useless.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if, like, these 2 guys maybe like they couldn't be at the meeting, so they sort of just were on a phone call about it, and it cut out, so they only got as far as, okay, huge carnival, full costume, pull out all your tricks, and then, like, the line cut off for the part where, oh, by the way, it's not a real carnival, we're actually here to destroy the city of Gotham. And so they show up and they're just really confused. They're like, I thought we were just juggling. And they're just like, all right, whatever, I'm getting paid, I'll roll with it,
Looking around, like, all these people screaming, they're like, ooh, tough crowd.
Seems rough.
Well, yeah, as you alluded to, Niall, the Batmobile shows up.
Yeah.
And now grows kind of, what do we want to call them? They're kind of, I'm just going to call them wings for the sake of it being bat-related. They pop out of the side and bash the leg, sweep the leg.
Sweep.
Yeah, you say that in the original script, they were wings. They
Yeah.
mentions wings coming out of the side of the car. And, like, we would be remiss, though, if we didn't mention, of course, in the shot as well, this is Batman returning. We get to see Batman for the first time in the whole movie.
Hooray.
Not Michael, not Bruce Wayne, not the car. We get him and himself with the fixed bat signal on his or the little symbol, not the old multiple pronged one we had in the first movie that causes so many problems. But he's got the proper bat symbol on his suit now for the first time.
The movie's
as well.
over. He's returned.
He has returned. He is back. The end.
So, I'll see you all next time for Batman Forever. And that was.
Enjoy the hiatus. No, there is a little bit more to this film.
Just a little. I do like those wings. Okay, so unless those wings were put in to be like, what if I'm fighting guys on stilts? Those wings are meant to shatter shins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's some hardcore stuff. Like you're not standing up again after that goes by. Like,
hey, it's effective. You're going down.
Yeah, but as we covered in great detail the last movie, this ain't your Adam West Batman.
Oh no, this Batman.
this Batman will f you up
hard.
Well, we get my favorite villain possibly of all of these minutes now, though, because there's a guy riding a unicycle while firing a gun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind getting killed by this dude. He's amazing.
Oh, I do love that guy. What? Oh, can we talk about what is he shooting at the guys on the motorcycles?
I think, it looks just kind of like balls.
Just like
He's
something. General nondescript projectile.
Yeah, just shooting. He's just tossing balls. That's all he's doing.
Seems good. Unicycle plus Uzi is like, that guy is pretty much magical, and not shooting people, not shooting at things, just firing it into the air for the sheer joy of it.
It just seems to be just intimidating this woman. That's all. That's his goal. Is just to scare her.
Chase.
That's why I think the most important part of all of this that they're doing, of their plan, is chaos.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't want to kill everyone in the city. They want people scared and panicked.
Yeah, I mean that would it would make sense if this is all just a cover, because it's basically they want to go there to get specifically Max Shrek, and we said that they had an opportunity to get him, but Chip stepped up, and like they could have got him, I guess, if he came around the side. But we know they do get him next week when he's sneaked off, and they get him through like a sewer grate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is the idea to create so much of a kind of cacophonous riot that like Max Shrek he'll nip off and be by himself, so then they can get him through that without having to be like, we'll have to literally try to shove him in the back of a truck and something, and it'll be really conspicuous and everyone will see where we're going and stuff. There could be a chase after and stuff like that. Or is it like get him isolated and then take him out when no one can see that we've taken him?
Yeah.
Which makes a lot more sense than the original script of like, he's in his office, we're going to go up to him in the building and get him there, which doesn't work out in that script either. So, and
you also consider this one, because I mean, part of the point of grabbing him is that they're not, taking him down to off him. Penguin wants to make a deal with him, so he needs a period of time where, it's if the city's just normal, then the entire city is out looking for him too. He loses that precious business meeting time. If the entire city is busy being like, we have to get all this confetti off the street, and the people who are injured and bleeding and stuff, then you have time to make that business deal.
Yeah, this poor woman's so shook up by the unicycle guy. Someone needs to console her.
Yes, for sure.
I did do a little brief look into just the history of unicycles, and I didn't find anything all that fascinating, to be fair. Like, beyond just general, like, this is what a unicycle is. But I did find that when they were patented in the US, they were filed under patents for velocipedes. What? They were originally called velocipedes. I was like, that's a way better name than unicycle. It's like, I'm on my velocipede.
People would use them. I mean, I'm not sure why, but they would.
I do have a friend who has a unicycle, to be fair. Like, he doesn't use it, but it was his family bought him for like a birthday present. As a kind of like, we got nothing. We can't think of anything else to give you, so we bought you a unicycle.
That's
and of course, we were students when he bought it, so of course we were trying to have the unicycle for weeks and going up and down the very cramped corridor of his flat. None of us ever conquered it, and I'm pretty sure that's just lying gathering dust somewhere. But it did seem like an expensive friggin' joke present.
Hey, I'll take it.
That's got to be at least like a bicycle is like a couple $100. Like
I would think so.
Yeah, this is probably over $100 for this unicycle. Unless because he was just like, oh, they bought me as a joke. Maybe he secretly harbored like unicycle goals that he didn't want to admit to us or something.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But we never saw. I have no idea. He's recently moved to a different city. I don't know if the unicycle made it there with him.
You should find out.
It better have done, or I'm going round to give him some stern words.
Yeah, you don't just get rid of your unicycle. I mean, you never know when you might need it.
Exactly.
You're also never ever in your life going to own another unicycle. That's not like I'll just move and when I need that unicycle I'll just buy a new one. Like, no, that's never happening. So it's not like other things where you can get rid of them, and if you suddenly find you need them, you can just go purchase that. If you come to a point in your life where you need a unicycle and you don't have one, most normal people are going to be like, darn, I don't have a unicycle. Oh well. But you in that situation, having gotten rid of yours, are going to be kicking yourself for the rest of your life because you had that unicycle for that thing, and you got rid of it.
I'm a hoarder, though, so I'm on board with this. Like I'm halfway to being a hoarder. I can't throw out a pen. I feel bad. Because I think the pen would be upset.
I do
watching
that too.
too many friggin' Pixar movies, John.
No, I have to tell you guys.
Oh,
I had a vaguely traumatic experience this morning. Because we were leaving this campsite where I was over the weekend, and I brought with me, because they're just so beat up and multi-purpose, my spatula and my frying pan. And I've had both of these since college. So these have seen some miles. And the other two people I was camping with got up a little bit before me and sort of put everything away and cleared everything up. So everything was totally put away except, when I got up. And they're like, here's, some of the utensils and stuff you brought. And I was like, where's the spatula? And we couldn't find it. It was nowhere to be found. We ended up having to leave. They're like, oh, it's probably packed away somewhere. I'm like, that's ridiculous. It's a dirty spatula. The only place you were going to put it is with the other dirty utensils. So we got back to my place, and they're like, we looked through bags, and it's not there. I'm like, of course it's not there. And I was like, you know what? You guys it probably like fell somewhere and accidentally got thrown away because we had a huge big bag of trash. And I'm like, no. you sons of bitches probably threw away my well-traveled spatula, and that is like a bit of a personal tragedy that I'm going through right now. So
I feel that. That's awful.
Right? I've had that spatula for a long time.
I accidentally melted one that I'd had for about 12 years the other week.
Oh, man.
That was
That's
really
rough.
upsetting.
Well, no, so here's the thing. Along the lines of what you were saying is that my poor frying pan is going to be so lonely now. Like, he's been with that spatula all that time. It's been the two of them through thick and thin, and now he's just got to go on without him. Man, I'm gonna get choked up here. I'm really. This is
the mental conditioning that growing up in films like The Brave Little Toaster has done to this generation of people, that they're worried about the spatulas. It's like, it's a spatula.
You should be worried.
My poor friend.
Back in the minute. There's one other thing happens here. Again, much like we've had before, we get criminals trying to shoot Batman while he's in the car.
Yeah.
Like, they fall onto the Batmobile and they try and shoot through the window. Don't they get it after like 2 seconds? You can't.
No, maybe it just needs more bullets. Maybe it's just rated to 50 bullets, and if you shoot 51 bullets, you'll get through.
True. You never know. I suppose there's nothing else they can do at this point. They're stuck on the car.
I'm really impressed with the unicyclist, though. I mean, getting just tabletop there and immediately switching into shoot at this guy mode. Like he just got hit by a car,
like it's normal,
and he's just rolling with it.
But we got to see it here too, like a very unnecessary handicap that Batman's given himself. He's got a divider in the windscreen.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to be constantly looking around that thing. It's like, there's a reason you don't have them in cars, Batman.
Yeah,
that's because they're just a distraction. What the hell is that there for?
Maybe that's what it was, though. Maybe in order to get unlimited bulletproof glass, he neted smaller pieces. Maybe if he didn't have the divider, it would only be good to like 50 bullets.
Yeah, it would crack. Yeah.
That totally works. I'll buy that. That film makes sense again now.
Everything's okay in the world.
We'll also note again, in the original Waters draft, the Penguin has more dialogue. Shockingly, at this point, when Batman shows up and he notices, the Penguin notices the Batman's there, he says into his headset, "Batman, who invited him anyway? Ringmaster, don't panic. Just remember, he's just some guy with a better costume. Complete your mission. We caused this chaos for a reason. To get Max Schreck." And it's just like, you can just imagine like Wesley Schreck coming in to like, he's the guy who did all these like uncredited edits on the script. You imagine just like big red pen, just like out. Out. Like 98% of the Penguin's dialogue is like, nope, he doesn't need to explain this. People
are gonna figure this out.
I hated that, but at the same time, all I could think of was complete your training.
Yes. That's. But I also think having Penguin dialogue before his sort of more official introduction would just detract from where we're building to in all of this.
Yeah.
Like it would give so much away. This whole thing is he's this mysterious creature, and what became of him, and then building to that moment. So
it would completely ruin the whole build-up to all of this. What would be the point of any of these scenes?
Exactly.
There's a much more comedic, less atmospheric, like or less foreboding tone to that script that I don't think they would ever even. They do have things like you're supposed to see his nose and stuff at certain points, but like I can't imagine any like of those great shots of like him, the shadow walking across the sewer wall and stuff. Like that's great, But they don't have any of that in the original script. So,
Of course not.
One of these things, like, that's how you fix your screenplays, people. It's like, never just hand in a first draft. You gotta constantly friggin' work on those things until they're tip-top shape, so... But yeah, in terms of the action for this minute, this is pretty much like these guys just keep trying to fire on the old Batmobile.
Yeah.
They didn't get the memo. You just they ain't gonna cut it. So
Yeah. I'm out of notes, and I actually do need to go in 1 minute.
All right. Well, we've driven away in a hail of bullets. That seems like a perfect way to end things.
But no, Jesse, like, we have you confirmed to come back for Batman Forever because you've already called your minutes. So.
I have indeed.
But we probably, like, because that will be, those minutes are like near the end of the movie. So I don't know, maybe we can get you back, in the interim for like a hiatus project or something. So we do little things in between.
Yeah,
like,
I'd be happy to.
and stuff. So yeah,
And that still will be a while, so don't worry, you'll be free of us for a bit.
Hooray!
mid to late next year sometime.
Good stuff. Yeah, no, absolutely for Batman Forever. I'm trying to think if there are any other specific moments that I would want as much or more. I can't think of anything in that movie that's better than Holy Rusted Metal Batman.
Oh, yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I really can't. I mean, I think that's just probably, if I had to say, probably the best moment in any Batman anything ever. Like anything. Like anything
well,
Batman.
If our listeners want more moments of you,
oh yes,
where can they find you on the interwebs?
They can find so many moments of me on Mindless Entertainment on YouTube. They can find me on Instagram at Mindless Entertainment and on Twitter at Jessi Milestone. Oh, and of course my hair's Twitter that I am not affiliated with. Jessi Milestone's hair, always up to no good.
We've brought a lot of attention to this account. I hope that every listener just follows it now. So people are like, what's the spike in followers?
That's the first thing I'm going to do after this is like, I have to look up this hair account to see what the hell's going on.
It's a very opinionated hair. I have yet to find something we strongly disagree on, but I'm waiting for it to happen. It's only a matter of time.
Well, also do check out all of our pages. Send us a message. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have a Tumblr. Just go to them. You'll find us. Just put in Bat Minute. Like, there isn't another Bat Minute. We're the original. We're the best. We're number one. So do that. Subscribe to us on iTunes as well. That's always a good thing. It boosts the numbers. It makes us look better if you do it on iTunes rather than other places. It looks good. It bumps us up. So do that and join us again on Monday because we will be back with more Batman. We'll have minute 16. Sadly, Jessi won't be here, but we will have a new guest. See you then.
Holy flambéed felon! The Bat roasts a rogue with his rotational roadster, but has he met his match in a dime store joker sabotaging the saving of some imperiled spectacles? Set tasers on fun. Next week, same Bat pod, different Bat minute.